Good morning, everyone. Today I want to attempt a alternate card using the Summer Nights July 2020 paper pumpkin. I've seen this on Pinterest or Facebook or someplace and thought it was really cute, and so I thought I would attempt it this morning. To begin with, you'll need a piece of Whisper white paper that is 5 1/4 by 4. And I've got a scrap piece of paper underneath so that I don't get it on my work surface. I'm using Daffodil Delight ink. I'm using just a makeup brush, and we're just going to dig right in and start this. I don't want it real dark, so I'm going to stamp off some as I go. I really don't want it real dark spots. Kind of use a light hand. You can always add more, but you cannot take away. So this Daffodil Delight, we're just gonna continue to cover this from corner to corner here in the center. I hope this comes out as cute as the one I saw. Of course, no two cards are alike, so we'll just go with what I'm doing. If you don't have any little makeup brushes like this, you can also use sponge daubers. They work just as well, I would think. I've used sponge daubers before when I have used this technique of putting your ink on your cardstock, and that works just fine too. I just happened to have these brushes and I hadn't used them, so I thought, might as well give it a try now. Okay, I think that's good for that. Next, we're going to use Misty Moonlight ink. I'm going to take a different brush this time. I'm going to turn this around. So I want this to be here on the side. And you can use light touch, a little bit heavier touch if you want more. This blue's very pretty. Don't want it to be dark. Turn it back around. And we'll start here. This isn't really hard, and it's fun. It's just getting it the shade that you want it. And you don't want to go into your yellow, because yellow and blue make green. So I don't want any green to be showing. I think that looks okay, even though there's a little bit of white in here. It's okay, because this is the night sky. And I think that's going to do it for that. Now we're going to use Night of Navy ink. And this little firefly that was or lightning bug as we call it in the South. They call it a firefly. I want to take one of the jars that were in the kit, and I've cut the top off of it. Here's what I want to do. You get my idea here? I'm going to stamp the fireflies in here. So we'll start that process now. And again, Night of Navy, I'm going to stamp it off there to make sure I've got it looking good. Okay, and this is a photopolymer, so it's stamped okay there. So I'm not going to put the pad underneath it, but typically when you're stamping with photopolymer stamps, oopsie, you want to have that pad underneath, and I might have to do that. Got that pretty good. Let me do that. Let me put this pad underneath. Just to make sure you got it inked up well, and do your press all the way across. And we're bringing the fireflies all the way out of that jar. Okay, let's see how that looks. There you go. Okay, now the little tip end of the firefly, which is the light in his tail right here. You see right here, these little things are the light in his tail. So I think I'm going to use trying to decide. Well, I don't think it's going to show up if I use Daffodil Delight. So let me try Mango Melody and just see what that looks like. This is a teeny tiny little dot for his tail. Ink on my finger. Wipe that off. Okay, let's try Mango Melody and just see what that looks like. It's a little bit darker. You got to make sure you got it lined up right with the tip down here to go on the tip here. And let me just stamp it off there a minute and see. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to try to line this up. Don't want that ink right there. I'm going to try to line this up right over the tail, like that. Very lightly kiss that ink. It's a little bit darker. If there's another color you'd rather use, just use it. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. But it would be fun if you'd try this technique. There you go. Close up my ink pads. Don't like to leave them out. Okay. So, there's your little fireflies coming out of the light. Okay. Now, I'm going to line this up again. And since this is vellum, excuse me, you can see where you put glue and such on. So I'm going to try my best using the multi-purpose glue to put just a little bit of glue right along where this little edge is. Let me get my glue started here. again. Okay, I'm going to put this right along. Oh, let me get it started. Hang on a second. Let me get her started here. Maybe that'll do it. Okay, so I'm going to try, like I said, well, it doesn't want to get started, and you know what's going to happen. It's going to all spurt out at once, and that I don't want to happen. Bear with me. And that's exactly what happened on the scrap piece of paper over here. So I'm thankful I didn't do that on the vellum. Okay, so we're gonna go just as little as we can. You don't have to squeeze much. Try to stay on that line. And that little gold line that's right there, so it won't be seen. Okay, let's see if I've got that right. Okay, so we're gonna put the jar down like this. Hold that for a minute. Did pretty good. I only got a little bit off because we're gonna cut this off right here. Okay. Get a baby wipe to get that off my hands. Okay. Excuse me. And I always have scissors that I have a little charm on that I use only for cutting things that are sticky. You can see I started practicing on this side, and I did not like how dark that was. So I turned it over and started on the other side. Two sides to every piece of paper, right? Okay, and then we're gonna just trim this off here. Throw that away. Okay, now we're gonna take the lid and put a little bit of glue also along that gold line if you can. Just a little bit will do. Again, you don't even have to squeeze once you get it going. You don't even have to squeeze that bottle. I like to keep mine stored in a medicine bottle upside down. And if you use it, it's been a few days since I've used it, so that's why it kind of clogged up. And we're gonna slip this right here. Let those fireflies fly out of that jar. Okay, and next I think I'm going to try this. I've seen this done too, so I'm gonna try it and see how it works. Oops, excuse me. I'm gonna take my Wink of Stella brush and pull it apart, and I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just gonna flick it on this and try to put some sparkles or some little bit of shine to this here. So you just hit it like this, and again I use a paper underneath so as not to get it all over my work surface. Okay, I think that'll do it. And I don't know if you can, well, there's a blob right there. I'm going to try to get off. Well, that'll be covered up with the sentiment, so I'm not going to mess with it. But it gives it a little bit of shine, if you can see where these little dots are. It's a little bit of shine on it. Okay, then we're going to, from the stamp set, there's a little stamp that says, "You light up my life." This white piece here is, measures 3/4 by 2 1/4. And then a piece of Daffodil Delight measuring 7/8 by 2 3/8. I'm just going to glue that on here for the sentiment. And we're going to line that up as evenly as we can here. And with that multi-purpose glue, you have a little wiggle room. Just don't let it wiggle too much on you, because it'll get out of line for you. Okay. We're going to next take a piece of Whispered White that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to fold that. I've already cut it and scored it. And I'm going to take the bone folder and burnish it well. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto the card here, the card base. Okay. Just like that. All right, and then we're going to take this, and pop it up on dimensionals. So we have our dimensionals here. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put one here, one at each end. Okay. Then I'm using my Take Your Pick tool, and I'll take these backs off. This Take Your Pick tool comes in handy for all sorts of things, and this is one thing I use it for. I've taken mine apart. It comes in a long stick like this, and this is screwed in here, and then you've got the other end with your putty on this end. But I like to take it apart because for me it's easier to hold and handle. Okay, so now we're going to take this and we're going to put it right down here, like so. And again, you can make this blue darker if you want. It's up to you. Whatever you'd like to do, you can make it darker. Now in the kit also came some little stars, so I think I might put a couple of these around. Again, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to go up under there and get that. Those are adhesive, so we're going to put a few stars around. Oops. There you go. And let's do one more. I think I'll put it right here. Okay. So there's an alternative for this month's Paper Pumpkin. This is the first alternative that I've done, so I may come back and do some more and add them on to the end of this video just to show you what I've done. I hope you guys have a great day, and give this little technique a try. I think you'll like it. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, please, my YouTube channel. Like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe. That helps me. I'd like to see your comments as well. And share the video. I appreciate your time today. Thank you. Hey everybody. I wanted to pop back in, and I told you I was going to make another couple of alternate cards, and I have. I want to show you again this one. I want to bring it up close and let it focus so you can see that wink of Stella that's on it. Here, and I want to make sure you can see that shine there. Really pretty. So that's the first one that I videoed a while ago and showed you how to do. Then these are the layers that come in the kit, in the monthly kit, and I made this card from one of those layers. It's really cute with the little lanterns hanging, and then on the inside I stamped the little fireflies and put their little bright lights there on their tail. This is Blackberry Bliss cardstock, just cut in half, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and then this is the layer from this other, okay? And then this other one, that's a warning from a storm that we're going to get. I'm filming this today, Monday the 3rd, so it won't be posted until later this month. So that's a warning for the storm that we're about to have tonight and tomorrow. This is the other one that I made using the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster, and then using the stamp for the starburst and the sentiment that's in there, and the little stars that are in there, the punch outs, and I pop them up on dimensionals. And then I use the inside and stamp the starburst or the fireworks with Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, and some Daffodil Delight. You still have plenty of room to write your message in there. And that came from the add-on. For the add-on, you get lots of cardstock with that. You can really make a lot of cards with this set and the add-on. The add-on was only $10. So this is the one that I used making this card here. This one. Okay, so I've had fun today making these and showing them to you. So I hope you guys can have fun making something, and if you do, leave a comment and tell me how much fun you had making that. Thank you so much. Have a great day.